All right. Woo!
Looky there, Google figured it out. Wow!
Yeah.
Oh, one thing.
Of course, they had to figure it out because, the eggheads made it so that we're too fucking stupid to do anything.
Oh, so I want to explain to. Oh, by the way, folks, this is Chili and Blasto's Hour of Intellect. We're especially struggling with the intellect part this evening. Actually, no, we're not. Google is.
Yes.
Hey, once again, my name is Chili Burns, as far as you know, and as far as you know, he's El Blasto Galactus.
That's right. And I have an egg timer now, so
Perfect.
we can't go for 4 hours straight like a fucking senator, with a filibuster. Hey, I'm going to talk about making fucking cheeseburgers for 16 hours straight, and everyone has to sit here and listen to me.
And good news, my catheter is in and fully functioning.
Right. But I still can't see the fucking things I'm supposed to sign.
Hope I don't have to poo, because I didn't put a colostomy bag on.
Oh, depends.
Don't stand too close, Hillary.
Fuckers.
Well, I teased the show with in the little whatever it is, little blurb that I typed in before.
Yeah.
The beers that I'm going to sample. I don't know what beer you have to sample, but I also teased the litmus test. I sent you a text on it earlier this week. I concocted a litmus test that involves coffee at work.
Yes.
So if you work with a bunch of fucking idiots, you can tell which ones are the dumb shits in
Right.
the office. And all it involves is a simple pot of coffee.
Right. And, by the way, all the people that work in my office have passed the test. So why don't you explain exactly what the test entails?
Well, here's the thing. So, see, I work with a bunch of nerds. There are a few of us. Like, I'll give you an idea of how nerdy the nerds are in our nerd fest. I'm, like, superiorly cool compared to everyone I work with. There's like 4 or 5 of us that fit in, like, relatively well in a social situation, and I don't fit very well in a social situation. So to give you an idea, like, I mean, these people are like, don't have a shirt that fits properly or is not stained, have no idea how to act with other people type of nerds. So like, they lock themselves in their offices, 4 of them to an office, never turn on the lights, and sit there in front of their monitors just typing away on shit, just being nerds. So to the coffee thing. So these are all really brilliantly minded people, very smart. So brewing a pot of coffee does not take vast intelligence.
No.
I know because I can do it, and it's very easy to do. So what I do is, since the company buys shit coffee, I bring in my own coffee, and I share it with the rest of the office, because it's good. If they brew it, I want some too. So I bring in a bag of my own beans that I pay my own money for, and I'm glad to share. But these fucking retards will pour in a massive amount of coffee grounds into the filter, like that much into the fucking filter. Like they look at the filter as, oh, the filter's big enough to hold this much, therefore I must fill it to the top. And then they put the water in the machine, and then they hit brew, and then they think, oh, it's cool to brew strong coffee. Oh, I'll hit the strong brew button.
Oh, my God.
So it takes like 14 hours to brew, and it comes out, and it's like swamp goo. It's like people, there are different names of roasts for different types of flavor.
Yes.
So, like, fill the fucking filter the proper amount, put it on regular brew, don't put it on strong. If you want to taste what it's supposed to taste like, that's how you do it. Now, one litmus test, I almost killed the guy last week. I swear to God, I almost fucking killed the guy. I go into the break room, and I see no one's smart enough to brew coffee. So I'm like, oh, okay, I'll brew the coffee. Great. And so I go and I clean out the coffee pot, because, of course, I'm the only one who has the gall to clean out the coffee pot. So I go to clean it out, bring it back in, and I start filling it up with the filtered water thing. And then the dinkus behind me goes, oh, I already put water in the coffee maker. I go, what? He goes, yeah, I already put water in it. And meanwhile, he's been watching me fill the motherfucker. It's like 6 cups full, halfway full. I go, dude, go, let me get this. You already filled it up? Yeah. I go, but you didn't fucking brew coffee? He's like, oh, well, I don't want to brew the Folgers stuff, so I didn't know where you kept your stash of the good stuff. So I go, so you just walked away with the thing full of water? Like, if I fill this full of water, it's going to overflow. It's going to be a huge mess. Might burn the fucking building down if it gets into a sock. Like, why in a million years would you do that? Why ever in a million years would you ever fill it with water and walk away and not brew anything? Like, just fucking brew it. So I had to. So then, of course, this dinkus has his own like water bottle. He filled that up. So I had this pot of water. I go, so do you have some I can pour this into? Like, do you want to drink this? It's clean. Oh no, I already filled up my water thing. I go, cool. So, all right. So I'm gonna go dump out this perfectly good 8 cups of water in the middle of a drought here in Southern California. Cool. And because you're too stupid to brew a pot of coffee, and when you do, it's incorrect.
Hey, and you know what? It has instructions on how, on the coffee can, of how much tablespoons you should put in for how many fucking cups. Who can't even look for the directions on coffee?
The other one thing too, like if you're baking something like extravagant, you better follow the directions. But when you brew 2 pots of coffee, from then on you know about how much coffee it takes. It takes that much coffee, no more. Like if I wanted swamp sludge, I'd go find a lake in Central California that's man-made with ducks floating around in it, and I'd fucking scoop it off the bottom, and then I'd boil it and I'd drink it. That's not what I want. If I get Kona beans, I want to taste the fucking. And you know what? I'm buying the coffee. Don't waste my fucking coffee. Like I'll put the bag of coffee beans in there, and it'll last like 4, 5, 6 pots. But with these MRs brewing it, they use so much. It's like it's gone in like 2 pots, and it all tastes like shit. And it's
I imagine it's like doing an oil change on a 1932 fucking flatbed truck that you found in Uncle Bubber's fucking junkyard.
Right.
Just hey, let's pull the plug, fucking get a couple of cups. Woo! That's gonna wake us up.
Yeah. Woo! All right. Oh, it's kind of thick. Yeah. So that's the litmus test. If they can't brew a pot of coffee, like give them like maybe they have a different coffee. Like maybe they have a spouse at home, or they live alone and they have like one of those little 4-cup brewing little pixie-sized coffee pots.
Oh, those are fucking stupid. But you know what? Here's what I would suggest. If it continues to be a problem, because in this country we can't drag anyone out into the parking lot and just blow them away, because it would really save the earth. There's you can get a Keurig, and hey, guess what? That makes a perfect cup of coffee for all fucking idiots, and then you hide the actual coffee pot, the whole coffee maker in your office under the desk, and make your coffee as perfect as you want it. Get them a fucking Keurig. All they have to do is press the big cup or the little cup. There you go.
Well, here's the punchline. Get this. We have a fucking Keurig machine in there. This dinkus, he finally ran out of his own K-cups.
Oh.
So he wanted to but he's brewed Folgers before, and he always fucking, it comes out where you got to fucking eat it with a fork every time he does it.
It's pudding. Coffee pudding. Yum.
Yum. Oh, my stands up, and it's like Denison's chili, but it's coffee flavored. Yay!
Yeah, it even got skin on the top. Woo!
Yeah. So, and here's the punchline too, is because I think this guy's gonna be fired soon, because he really, like, he's one of those guys. He's not stupid, but boy, when it comes to certain channels of life, it's absolutely lost. It doesn't fit it. Anyway. So he runs out of K-cups. Doesn't offer anyone else any K-cups. We're always sharing coffee and stuff, which is fine. It's his money. He can keep the K-cups. That's not the issue. But he runs out, wants to use my coffee beans. Again, that's fine. Now, when I started there, I started the whole coffee fund thing. We've got a cup in the break room where you throw spare change in or a dollar bill once in a while, and somebody will, one day at lunch, just take the money out and go buy a proper bag of coffee beans, $7, $8. So no one's touched this cup in a while, so it's full of fucking pennies and spent nickels and all that.
Ooh.
You know,
Yum yum.
And but there was like $3 bills in it, and so not multiple $3 bills because those don't exist, but you know, multiple $1 bills that add up to $3.
Yeah.
And some larger coins. So there's like $5 in there. So I told this dinkus, I go, oh, you're out of coffee. Oh, well, dude, take the coffee fund, go get some beans, you know, whatever you want, just bring it in. Yeah, that's because he was asking me like, how often do you bring in coffee? Because I can throw a couple bucks your way. Like, dude, no, just don't bother. Like, that's not the point. Take the coffee fund, go get it. So this guy takes the coffee fund last like Tuesday, and he has not bought any coffee yet to bring in. But he has, however, ruined several pots of coffee. And he's not too good with the K-Cup machine either. He's fresh out. So anyway, that's the coffee litmus test. If somebody can't brew a cup of coffee, contact HR immediately. Just let them know it's time for that person to go somewhere else.
Yes.
It's just too easy. If you can't eyeball it, you have no common sense. You can't be trusted to do anything properly ever.
Right. I mean, yes, it's like this man can't brew coffee, and he probably goes home and dresses up in his fucking full-blown Matrix, the movie, regalia, and dodges fake bullets, and, you know, he's wacko. He can't fucking make coffee, get rid of him. And,
his street name is Morpheus, bro. Oh, shut up.
Yeah, do you smell that?
Eat your blue pill and get out of my fucking planet, you fucking get out of my reality, you son of a bitch.
Oh, well, actually...
Stick your fingers in the goddamn coffee grinder. Come here, you piece of shit. Oh, you'll never type again.
Since we're on coffee, I guess I'll bring my surprise.
Yeah.
This is Black Butte Porter.
Try not to do the Beavis and Butthead laugh right now. I'm trying my hardest.
He said, but it's and how the fuck do you say it? It's a butte, right? That's that one flat top mountains that are all over the place up by Chico and shit.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. It's funnier to say but
yeah, yeah. Okay, Black Butte, and it's a porter, so it's looking pretty dark here in the bottle.
Yeah.
Let's see here and
A&W mug. The crowd goes wild every time they see the A&W mug.
Oh, I love it. It's you know what?
It's the perfect size.
I've got.
I can't see you.
Okay. I just wanted to pour the whole thing. You know, it's magical. Watching beer pour just makes everybody want to drink. And I'm going to take a big old rip off of this sucker. And then I'm going to tell you a really funny thing that I think I'm going to do from here on out. But I'm going to taste this here.
Yeah.
Porters, I'm not real familiar with. Do you know much about them that you could say while I'm swilling this down?
I can do that. Yeah, they're usually kind of like a stout, but sweeter, more of a malty taste, which is what you'll probably get. Less of the sour that you, depending on the porter, but probably less of the sour you get out of a lot of stouts. But you'll get more of the maltiness probably. Is it sweet?
It is. Yes, it's definitely not the Darth Vader of the fucking stout side at all. It's nice and fizzy. It's rather sweet. Kind of got a vanilla-like taste to it.
It's usually a little bit thinner tasting than a stout too. Usually thick and molassesy feeling of the stout.
Yeah, yeah. It is. It's actually quite delicious. I like it. It's very good. It's from Bend, Oregon, and it's from the Deschutes Brewery.
Oh yes, I've had their stuff. I think I've had that one before, but it's been years.
Oh yeah, we got a bunch of them out here, and this was part of my free 6-pack again at from Hy-Vee, the grocery store, because it turns out that if I buy one big, blaster of Le Fin du Monde, the big bottle, with the cork, that's counted as a 6-pack. So,
goddamn right it is.
Fuck. This is another one where I got another free 6-pack of beer. Yeah!
So much for the end of the world. Le Fin du Monde. Oh, I do have something to say that has something to do with France, and I tease that in the little blurb for the show, the text blurb of the show. It involves irony. You know how much I enjoy irony, of course.
Uh-huh.
I
Yes.
especially enjoy Airplane 2 when William Shatner says, irony can be pretty ironic sometimes. But before I get into that bit of irony, I'm going to sample my beverage, which I teased also. It is from Bonfire Brewing Company. I don't know where they are. I haven't looked to see where they are. I forgot. Temecula, California. Oh, down Southern California, further south than I am. Much further south.
Oh, yeah.
Near San Diego. It's actually in wine country down in Temecula. And these guys brewed Bonfire Brewing Company, New Hill IPL.
Okay.
Typo in the bottle. It's IPL. India-style pale lager.
Oh.
It's got a hot broad on the cover, which I'll turn on in a second as soon as I get my wood down from it. What? Anyway, a hot broad devil with shoulder cleavage and a skull with a cowboy hat on it. And then there's another dead guy's head down at the bottom, just noticed, and another skull. And hops running around here. So here
sounds ominous.
She's pretty. I'll take it.
All right.
Devil horns and all. I'll take her. Not bad.
Damn.
So I'm gonna pop this bad bitch open.
All right.
So let's see what this is. So it's India. What did I say? India-style pale lager. India-style pale lager.
Right. While you're pouring that, I would like to throw out an apology to Harry Wygant. He was in on our circles here a little bit ago, and we didn't take the time to actually inform him that if he was going to be a guest or not. So perhaps we should get him on as a guest next weekend.
Yeah. Can he still join? I might be able to bring him on.
I don't know. He said he got some sort of pretty good beer. I don't think he was expecting to be on, though. I'm not sure what the situation was because, we're us and Google, we know each other real fucking well. Woo!
Yeah, I want to spend a very little bit of time lamenting to Google on this Google Hangout as to what is happening, and if any of the Googles want to contact us with their wondrous tech support,
yeah,
they can, or we'll probably get all kinds of emails from a bunch of eggheads saying, "You dummies, you have to go into the control panel and hit the About All, and then go into configurations, and then right-click on the yeah, fuck you fucking egghead." That's exactly my point.
They don't know about code. Yeah, you're right. Nope, we don't.
So I also want to mention this too. He's not in any of our circles here. This is a pint glass I had made. Well, I didn't have it made. A graphic design friend of mine that I used to work in an agency with made this for his group of friends, and he gave me an honorary membership. It's PPD. It's used to say on there, if you could see it, piss poor drunks. This is from Christmas 2003, actually. I'm going to turn around very gingerly so I don't spill it on my laptop and destroy the show in the interwebs. So it's got this guy flat out.
Oh, sweet.
Merry XXX 2003.
Wow.
The guy we call the Geese. He's one of my ultra-liberal left-wing friends who is actually open-minded, and I love him dearly. He's an awesome guy.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, but enough of that shit. I'm gonna drink the beer.
All right. And while you do that, my thoughts on my, I've got a couple of different glasses that have been, pilfered from certain restaurants.
Oh.
Actually, my lovely Walmer, Paula, she got me fucking Labatt's Blue glass.
Oh, that's awesome.
Which is fucking awesome. And I also have get this. This is a killer. Of the shittiest beers of all fucking time, it's got to be Old Style. Have you ever had that?
No.
Every Cubs fan on the planet fucking drinks Old Style or Old Style Light. And I've got a fucking Old Style Stein.
That's
Ceramic motherfucking Stein with some waterfalls and some mountains and shit. It says Old Style with a big shield or whatever the fuck they came up with. And, the only shit beer Stein that I don't have yet is Hams. So if anybody out there has a fucking Hams Stein and would like to donate it to our show, oh man, we will shower you with merch once we're actually to that level. Because I want hams, because I remember the song, From the Land of Sky Blue Waters. Hams.
Oh yeah, man, that was fucking awesome. I like the more recent Dr. Pepper commercial. It kind of made fun of that too. Did you see that Dr. Pepper 10? I think. No. Yeah, some Dr. Pepper 10 commercial with this burly lumber sexual guy is running through the woods, and he's he's doing all the hams guy things, and it's shot on like old film too, so it looks really old. He's running through the woods, and he's like hiking around. He's got a big beard, and and he pulls a can out of the river. It's all covered in ice. Then he smashes the ice off the rock, and he's got a Diet Pepper or a Diet Dr. Pepper can in his hand. And it's supposed to be like Diet Dr. Pepper 10 is for men, not like that girly 0-calorie shit. And then he's got this eagle that flies over, and he goes, "Caw!" It's fucking beautiful.
Oh shit! You know what? Did you ever notice that the Hams bear had skunk stripes down his back?
Oh, nice. Strange brew, take that.
He does, and wow, it's kind of reminiscent of the smell of an open can.
Yeah, the smell of while drinking and the smell of the
badger
after.
Yes, stripes, yeah.
And maybe it was a badger. Paula just enlightened me of that. Maybe we should research that. I thought it was a bear all the time.
It's a bear. Yeah, it's a bear. I'm gonna try to Google up a picture of it.
Yeah.
Google it.
And
Chili's Googling it on his super duper fucking NASA fueled fucking laptop.
Yeah. My Intel Celeron powered POS Tech 2000.
Yeah.
Ham
it was.
Bear. He's a black and white bear.
He's a black and white bear.
Yeah, it's a black and white bear. I'm trying to find the skunk stripes. He's black and white. Yeah, he kind of looks like a giant Pepe Le Pew, except the bear.
Right.
There's lots of artwork for this guy. Oh, yeah. There's one that kind of looks. There's one that looks like he has stripes, but they're actually reflections because he's got. I can't really describe this picture because no one will understand. He's standing at the end of a pier, stretched out, holding onto a very small sailboat, while another bear walks across his back to get into the boat with a fishing rod. There, I did it.
What the fuck?
Yeah, that's what I said. Oh, there's a tattoo of a Hams bear, and it is on, I can't tell the body part. It's either a fat belly or a fat ass with a wart.
Oh my god. Well, so it is a bear.
Stomach. I don't believe it though.
Well.
Holy shit! There's a skateboard deck.
What's the Hams bear?
Yeah, it's for Welsh's. WLSH''S. Welsh's. It's a skateboard deck, and it's got the Hams bear with a beard. The Hams bear is riding a skateboard. It looks like he's smoking, probably pot, because that's funny to skaters. And he's got one of those big Belgian white ale glasses. You know, the big bowl, like a snifter almost. Yeah.
Yep. Like the Stella Artois glass.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Hams. Oh, there's one of him bowling. Pick up a spare. I get it. Anyway.
There's a bar down in is it Port Byron? Yeah, Port Byron, Illinois. That has a Hams sign, and it's one of those that has some sort of like it shows a natural scene, and it has the logo. But when you turn it on, it's like 3D, and it starts fucking moving. You know, the water starts moving, and then you get to a waterfall, and then it starts over again. Like it's this fucking. It's like the coolest sign ever. You know, I asked them, I was like, "You guys want to come off with that thing because that is the coolest beer sign I've ever seen, even though it's Hams." And they're like, "Oh no, you can't get these anymore. You know, it'd be like a lot of money."
That's more than a relic. That's unattainable, is what that is. There's not a price tag you can put on something like that.
No, I don't think so. That was probably priceless to them, but I was like, fuck, that looked good in my fucking, well, wherever I decided to put it, I don't know. But,
that looked good strapped to the back of my car if I had to, or no matter where I could put it, it would look good. It's funny how, like, stuff like that is nostalgic to me, because, like, my parents didn't drink any booze, which that reminds me, I'm going to write this down because I don't want to forget. I have a good vodka story. Anyway, my parents didn't drink anything. Like, I think I saw my dad have a gin and tonic at his sister's wedding, where we wore brown tuxedos with yellow trim, which is pretty.
Oh, wow.
Anyway, so, and then the only other thing I remember him ever having was he had Coors cans in the fridge when I was like 5 because he had friends over that drank and he didn't. And my mom and he let me taste one when I was like 5, and of course I thought it was the most revolting thing ever.
Yeah, yeah.
But it was Coors, so that. But yeah, the vodka story I have though. Oh, real quick though, I want to talk about this beer because I promised I would. The Bonfire Brewing Company New Hell IPL, and you know what I like too about this too. You know it's fucking badass. You see those umlauts over the U?
Yes.
That's an automatic indication of proper.
Right.
Yeah, umlauts are fucking proper and they're fucking metal. Anyway, so so this beer, I'm gonna taste it again. Is it's like an IPA, honestly. It's very hoppy. It's got a little bit of that grapefruity thing we always talk about with the IPAs. Not as the last one I had, but it's really good. It's very clear. So it's when they say India style pale lager, they are correct. It's pale lager, but it's India style. It's got the extra hops that the British used to put in their ales to ship to India so that it didn't go bad. The extra hoppies.
Yes.
So my vodka story, on the other hand, was a guy at work shared with me his love for a beverage called limoncello. He got back from Italy about 6 months ago for a trip. So I had, speaking of my mom, she had this bottle of vodka in her cabinet when I was like 13. And when she moved, she asked me, "Hey, do you want this?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, sure." It's an old bottle of Smirnoff vodka, last bottle, and I had it, and I put it in the back of my liquor cabinet, and I've totally forgotten about it. Until this guy Gary was telling me about this limoncello recipe, and so the only booze I had, he used 151 proof grain alcohol for his. Like, well, no, I don't want to melt. I'll throw it in vodka if I have it. And so I found this bottle in my liquor cabinet, and I'm like, oh, well, it's half gone. But it's from, like, it had to be, like, at the oldest, or at least from 1984.
Okay.
So, and I tasted it's really super smooth, even for Smirnoff. It's really smooth. So you peel the lemon peel off of the lemons, and you soak it in the vodka for like a week. And it gives it a good lemony flavor. And then what the recipe said to do, is you make a simple syrup, sugar, water, boil it down, let it thicken, and then you pour it in to sweeten up the drink. But what I used was, I found at the local Whole Foods, this orange juice that they squeeze right on site, and I made simple syrup out of that instead of water. And I mixed that with the lemon vodka, and it's so fucking good.
That does sound pretty good.
God damn it, it's good.
Oh! Yeah. Woo! We're getting drunk tonight!
It's fun.
Oh shit. Well, that's good. I think I mentioned it before that actually I believe I have hops growing in my backyard, and I know that it grows down on the nature trail here in Iowa, and I confirmed that with my science professor because he's a environmental science guy, guru, and he said, yeah, I was down there in Charlotte a while ago this summer. Took the kids down there. You got all sorts of wild hops growing around there, and I've noticed now that all these IPAs. I mean, craft beer is exploding right now. It's just going fucking nuts. There's new types or brands, microbrews, whatever, coming out all the time, and now they're labeling what kind of hops that there's in there, like that 8-bit that I had the other night with the push start that has Galaxy hops. Well, another beer company mentioned that they use that amongst some. You know what? It's almost labeled like that medical fucking marijuana.
Right.
You know, like now the hops has fucking. Hey man, I got some fucking New York diesel.
Yeah.
Fucking oh yeah, this has got train wreck in this son of a bitch. Woo!
I got Acapulco Gold, man.
Oh, it'll turn me into a lizard. Fuck. Like Sergeant Stadenko.
Danko. Oh, God. You know what, man? I hadn't referenced that movie in years, and I referenced it to a guy at work the other day. And shockingly, the nerd had no idea what the fuck I was talking about.
What kind of people do you fucking work with?
Nerds.
This is
Fucking nerds, man. They're SEO nerds. Yeah, they're just nerds.
well. Be sure to invite them to the show. They might fucking learn something, or you know.
Yeah, like how to brew coffee, retard.
Okay. Well, the other thing that you were talking about in our meeting was the Frenchman. Got the dirty piss beat out of him by a bunch of so-called Islamic people in a Islamic ghetto for, you know, what, spray painting the coexist, you know, like you see on the bumper stickers. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's exactly correct. This fucking guy, this artist, he goes into and after I heard the story, I'm like, I shouldn't be laughing. This guy got his ass beat like hospital bad beat. But it was so fucking, the irony is just too great. So anyway, so this guy goes to this Muslim community in France, I think part of Paris, I'm not sure. And it's like a Muslim ghetto.
Yeah.
And he paints the coexist thing on the wall. Hey, you know, it's got the for those of you who haven't seen the bumper sticker where the fuck you live. But anyway, it's got the, you know, find a Prius near you. It's got the moon, the crescent moon. That's what I'm looking for Muslims, the cross for Christians, and the Star of David for Jews. And it says coexist, and it uses those and a
peace sign. There's a peace sign for the O.
Down there, yeah, which of course is clearly what they want. So anyway, so he paints this on a wall in the Muslim ghetto, and the Muslims come out and they're like, "Hey, remove it! You know, paint over that. We don't want it here." No, I'm not gonna remove it. It's cool. And so they beat the shit out of him. They beat his ass for, like, clearly they don't want to coexist.
No,
I just found it so hilarious. It shouldn't be funny. The guy he had like bruises all over him, black eye, separated shoulder. However the fuck they did that.
Oh God.
And he got his ass whooped.
Although
this is stay on the wall.
Okay, I have two things to say about this. Okay, number one, I'll just start with attacking France. You remember when we went back to war with Iraq, the second Gulf War, I guess you could call it. It's not even been labeled a war. Neither one of them have. Because we never made a declaration of war, like 1940-something for World War II or something like that, I believe, 1946 maybe for Korea. But in France, we have a lot of soldiers that went there to Normandy and went, you know, that's how they got up into Europe, basically, to defeat the Nazis. And by this time, of course, the Nazis had kicked the shit out of the France. So a lot of our soldiers are still buried there. And when George W. Nuclear, you know,
nuclear strategery.
You know, yeah, he's my favorite George W. quote right now. Okay, the people of Iraq want freedom. And we're going to bring them to justice. Holy fucking shit, dude. Yeah, that was live. All right, well.
Who's on that teleprompter? Who changed that? Oh, son of a bitch.
Damn it. Who writes my speeches? Oh, yeah, I can't read.
God damn it, Condi, get out of here. You say it.
But, okay, so.
Again, another reference to the Easy Money guy, Julio's friend in the hedges. Tell him you're bad.
Yeah. I'm so bad, I should be in detention.
No. You know so much, you tell her.
Fucking, they went to these cemeteries and completely desecrated all the graves of the soldiers, the American soldiers. And now, you know, of course, there's an influx of Arabic people because of geography. They can go up into Europe by land, as the Mexican people can come up here to America. You know, I mean, there's nothing really huge separating them, like, you know, like the poor Cubans that try to get here to Florida. They have to fucking cross somewhat of the ocean, and they usually don't make it very well. But they're having this huge influx of these people coming up here, and you know, so now they're causing all sorts of trouble. I mean, they've been causing trouble in France, and France is one of those countries that's always so fucking obliging, you know, that there's got to be somebody who knows that, you know, trouble's going to get started, but they avoid it at all costs, and they still talk shit about us.
I think it's called denial. I think they know it's going to happen, but like we know here it's going to happen. We know it's not good. We know that there are problems that arise, even if it is all about peace. There are problems that arise in situations like that, where you have a huge influx of people coming to your land suddenly, regardless of where they're from. There are problems that come up with that. There, at the very least, financial problems and cultural problems that are going to arise. And it's when you blatantly ignore it, that is nothing short of denial. That doesn't mean you're racist. It's just you've got to see the facts. Like if I take in my neighbor's kid and I bring him into my house, there's going to be some kind of a problem, whether it's financial, whether it's the way I would raise him versus the way they would raise him, the way I would dress him, the school. There are going to be problems. Imagine an influx of millions of people.
Well, yeah, and they will obviously not drop their pride or their flag or their traditions or anything when they come up to a different place, especially when most of them, and I'm going to say it because it's freedom of speech, most of them are religious fucking zealots, and that's the problem. Okay, fucking, you know, and I hear everybody say, you know, well, if you really study the Quran and the fucking blah blah in the Bible, these are religions of peace. Well, why the fuck have they been going absolutely batshit crazy for as long as history's been fucking written down? Okay, so right. God damn it, get it, people.
Well, it's also a problem with assimilation. If you know, in our grandparents' day, when they came here to this country, their plan was to come to America and assimilate. That right. was the plan. They wanted to do that. They wanted to be part of something that was called America. They wanted to be there. They wanted to assimilate. Didn't mean they're going to abandon all their traditions. I mean, of course not. That's impossible. And thank God they didn't, because think of all the shitty food we'd have to eat here if Italians never showed up, you know. Or the French, for that matter, said the guy with the French last name and the grandfather who marched through or fought on the beaches of Normandy on D-Day and fought his fucking way through and survived and had nightmares the rest of his fucking life till he died at the age of 83.
Right.
And so I won't even get into that. But the plan has to be to go there and assimilate at least in some way. And if you don't plan to assimilate, there are going to be clear problems. And I can see the French wanting to oblige in some way, like, okay, we'll, you know, just get here and fine, but we'll deal with it. But you got to assimilate in some way, and then they say nope, and they have clearly no interest in coexisting, as that poor artist found out the hard way.
No. Now France is getting worried because of that shooting at their fucking tabloid, and you know that's where they want to be. Is with the tabloid, you know, that just loves to bash it. I'm sure it's bashed fucking America, because if you're an American tourist and you go to France, they, you know, a lot of people turn up their noses to you because you're a dirty fucking American, fucking, just some stupid English pig with no brains. You know, fucking.
You're a goalie, you're supposed to be like that.
Yeah. We're working on it. Fucking. It's like fucking now all of a sudden, you know, they've jumped out of the frying pan and into the fire. Oh fuck, what's going on? You know, holy shit, you know, there's terrorism here. And you know what's funny is that have you ever watched Team America from the producers of South Park?
Yeah.
Fucking awesome movie. I mean, just badass. I love that movie. It starts in Paris, France, where the fucking terrorists are trying to blow shit up.
It's a documentary, people. Everything starts in France. It's clearly the root of the problem is France. It's in a documentary.
I feel terrible for the people that, you know, were shot up in that magazine or newspaper, whatever the fuck it was.
They deserve that. They can say what they want, or should be able to say what they want, you know?
Yeah, I feel sorry for this artist, graffiti artist, whatever the fuck he was. You know, that was some bullshit. And furthermore, you know, I was debating this on another podcast that I'm a part of just the other day, and we had someone who was in our military, and he, you know, pointed out the fact that, you know, here's what's going to happen. There's going to be no more 9/11s. It's going to be all small attacks from here on out. So, you know, now we've got to worry about this and that. But, you know, Americans used to not worry about this shit. You know, if something fucked up like that happens, we'll find the bastards and we'll fucking get them. Well, what are we going to do now? Because this ISIS shit is getting way out of hand, and there's really nothing you could do about it because it's on the same lines as Vietnam. They could be posing as civilians. I mean, wars aren't fought the way that they used to be anymore.
Yeah.
It's all dirty, backhanded shit, and we're the guys who are supposed to open up the Geneva Convention fucking manual and see whether or not we can shoot this son of a bitch or not.
Right.
What
and
the fuck are you going to do?
The irony there is that's how we defeated the British in the first place. We had snipers in trees. We were way overpowered and undermanned, and we had to fight dirty to win our freedom. But you know, I was going to say the difference is, but I don't even know if it is the difference because I don't understand the mindset of the radical Muslims or the extremist Muslims, whatever it is appropriate to call them now. I like that's so far out of my realm of reality that I don't get it. I don't get the mindset of I will die for my ideology. I don't get. I like dying for freedom, dying so that my kids have a better way of life after I'm gone. I get that. Dying for my ideology, like I'm not dying for the Bible, man. I mean, I'm just not. You know, that's not what the Bible says to do, as far as I know.
No, but here's another thing that I've noticed. With especially in our own country, we have freedom of speech. And we have a lot of people out there who get out there and they talk shit about Christianity all day long like it's the worst fucking thing to ever happen since, you know, like total fucking natural disaster. And it's like, okay, so there are certain sects of Christians that, you know, they do the dancing with snakes and they do the crazy shit. I was thrown out of one of their churches once because I was going to beat the shit out of this guy who was, you know, preaching. This guy was fucking insane. He should have been Fidel Castro for all I know. 6 microphones.
Blasto is get kicked out of a church for a fight.
Fuck yeah! And I burned out. I had
whoa!
Yeah, woo! I had a '84 Cutlass Supreme with a 351 rocket in it, and it was, you know, jacked up in the back like back in the '90s. You know how that was cool?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I burned out in that fucking parking lot, but they threw me out on my face, you know, and these people were just like, you know, shivering, just going crazy. But none of these people are out there literally killing and putting it on YouTube and on their own fucking news channels and all this shit, setting people on fire, cutting people's heads off. And you know what? They're people who are unarmed, like journalists and shit.
Right,
okay?
right.
So this is a fucking problem. Let's address it as it is. Call a snake a snake. It cut its fucking head off if it's a bad one. You know?
Well, yeah, exactly. It's people. I think we're so, and this isn't breaking new ground here, but we're so busy being politically correct, trying not to offend people, that it's damaging us so bad. It's like we're totally ignoring the simplest of equations. 2 + 2 = 4. We can't change that. And we're totally ignoring the very basic facts that they're different. And it's fine to be different. But you can't go around sawing people's heads off with butter knives and shit when because they aren't Muslim. That's not how the world is supposed to work. And do we have a place to go in there and invade their countries and teach them the right way to do things?
No.
I don't know. I mean, of course, I don't think we do because let them if that's your world, do it, man. But keep it out of ours. You know, if you don't like us, you don't have. I'm not asking you to like us, but don't come up here and blow up our fucking cafes and don't go blow up a Jewish deli in France or wherever the fuck you find. Just stop. You know, I'm about as close to being an atheist as you can be. Until somebody shows me proof that God exists or proof that God does not exist, I don't know where to go. But I do know that it is a basic human trait, whether it's evolution or whether it's just born in us or whether it is the Word of God, do unto others. Yeah. It's at the very least, it's a very very valuable survival instinct. If I don't want to get killed, I'm not going to go piss that big motherfucker off, you know?
Well, yeah, and it's a core moral value. I mean, that's not a religious thing, you know, just having good morals. Okay, I'm not going to steal. I'm not going to cut my neighbor's head off with a butter knife. I'm not going to fucking set him on fire, you know, because, you know, I don't like him or whatever. But the Sharia law, and I'm going to say this, fuck everybody who wants to disagree, is...
Send in the hate mail. We love the hate mail.
Yes, send us hate mail, actually.
Gmail.com.
Yes. Because they're trying to de-evolve us. You know, they want to drag us back to a state of, you know, where, God damn it, we're probably living in caves. And that's probably how they're living, you know, and the way that they treat, you know, anybody who is slightly different, the extremists. Now, I've heard that some of the major Muslim leaders have come out and said that, oh, hey, oh, whoa, ISIS, you're going a little wild here. But, you know, somebody tried to tell me that Al-Qaeda said that ISIS was going wild. And I'm like, bullshit. If they have anything that has to do where they call themselves a name other than Muslim, they're probably out to fuck people up. And that's just my opinion, but I think it's probably more than true. You know,
one thing I've learned recently too is that in the Quran it says that you are allowed to lie to an infidel. So if a Muslim, I don't know, a cleric or a Muslim anyone is telling you, no, our religion doesn't believe in killing Jews. No, that's not in the Quran. Well, he's allowed to say that under his own religion because he's talking to, we'll say me, I would be to them an infidel. And he's allowed to say whatever we want because it progresses their goals. It helps it leads them toward what their religion is all about, whatever that may be. But they're allowed to lie to us. They're literally allowed to tell us, no, 2 + 2 = 17. No, I'm telling you, 2 + 2 = 17. That is perfectly fine if they're talking to an infidel.
Okay, but in the same nature, it's just interpretation. It's like, you know, you've got your Pentecostals versus your non-denominational churches, in which, you know, when I used to jam with my dad, we were in a non-denominational church, and it was not anything like Catholicism or Lutherans or you know, strict Baptists or Pentecostal. Right. It was just like a happy place. Everybody was really cool and inviting and everything like that. You know, so they had their own interpretation of the Bible, and it was in the true spirit of the fucking thing. I don't know.
Did you guys play Black Sabbath songs at this church?
Well, we played some pretty fucking rockin' shit, you know, and that's that's the reason why I went, because it was like, you know, we're playing some I don't know what they call it, you know, like conventional Christian music. I don't know, something like that. But
would like you to awesome. Your hymn books, page 238, for the song "Rat Salad" by Black Sabbath. Rat Salad, 238. Hymn books, please.
But you know, it's
Sabbath,
like,
Bloody Sabbath will be next.
Right. Yeah. But you know, then you got them Pentecostals that dance with snakes, or like I like to say it, like fucking okay. So we've got a non-denominational church where everybody's cool, and then we've got Jim fucking Jones, who's gonna drag everybody down to South America somewhere and fucking kill them all out of paranoia. Well, here we go. You know what? Every religion can have the same goddamn thing happen, and that's what's happening. Like that's all they talk about with Muslims. That's all they want to focus on with Muslims, because that's all Muslims want people to see. It's a fear tactic.
You know what I'd like to see, to close this out a little bit, because I think we're on the right path, and I think we've solved the world's problems here already with this. But you know what I think would be awesome?
What's that?
Possible now is if David Koresh was alive today. What would he have to say about all this? Like, would he like? I don't even know. I didn't want to go there, but like, what would David Koresh like? What were the other ones that were waiting for the? Remember the crazy old guy with the giant eyes that was waiting for the spaceship to come down from?
Oh yeah, Dr. Do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He like, if he were still around, which maybe he is, but if David Koresh was still around, like maybe he and David Koresh could like form their own little army and just quietly invade overseas and just see what they could do. Like, I wonder if they could raise a stink.
Well, this is the problem with monotheistic religions, okay? Is that when people gain power, they also gain paranoia. Because when money and people really worshiping them and getting, just like so many followers and everything, everybody does it, even in government structures like fucking Stalin and Hitler. Notice I said Stalin first because nobody ever fucking talks about him, commies. He fucking killed more people of his own than Hitler killed of people that weren't his fucking own. Yeah, but it's one of those things where these people get power, they start getting paranoid, and then they start stockpiling fucking weapons for some reason, and it's because it all starts with monotheistic fucking religion. And in this case, I mean, a lot of governments have, like, tyrants, fascists, fucking dictators, and everything else that will cause trouble, but nothing's more dangerous than getting a flock of people who are dumber than you are to believe in a lie that you have fucking thrown out there. Right. That's the worst, because then you've got an army of stupid people who are willing to do anything that you want. Right. And
the problem there too is that, like in the case of Stalin, even if you look at communism as which is not necessarily accurate, but if you look at communism as the state is God, basically, you have such a group of, I don't even know where to go with that. Maybe I'll just retract that and just leave it as Stalin was a really bad guy.
Well, he just
people that aren't getting any of this,
He became paranoid because if you're a dictator, the only way that anybody's going to usurp your political position is assassination.
Right, exactly.
So,
and things like that too is that when you think of leaders like Stalin, or like what good have they ever brought to the world? What have they really ever improved?
Nothing.
Did they improve anything in their own countries?
More.
Mildly, maybe for a little bit economically, while they built weapons and like nothing else, and while they all stood in bread lines and all that. But it leads to nothing but eventually it never works. It never, the monetary factors never work out. The math never works out. People's will is naturally to be free. I want to do this. This is what I want to do with my life. And please, Stalin, don't tell me I need to go work in this factory to build fucking bullets or tank treads. I'd rather go compose music, or I'd rather go and write for the newspaper, or and speak the truth. That part of fascism or communism, whatever you want, whatever faction it is, it has never led to good in the history of mankind. And the problem with where we're going with America now is we're becoming so lazy that we don't want to do things ourselves. We're getting to the point where we want the government to take care of us, and that's where we're going to run into super enormous problems financially, freedom-wise, and governmentally. It's going to lead to the fall of our nation, or some huge overthrow at some point, which might be hundreds of years away, but still,
absolutely.
Civilizations, they've never, ever worked. It ends in murder and mayhem and going broke, and it all falls apart. That's how it always happens.
Here it is, people in America who are watching our show, and people overseas who are watching our show eventually, or whatever, whoever watches this, please. We need to evolve as a species. We don't need to de-evolve. And just, if you're a religious person, keep it to your fucking self, okay? And, the fact that we're pulling money away from things like NASA and putting it towards, the axis of evil and every other stupid thing that we thought of is ludicrous, absolutely ludicrous, but we still have the freedom to say whatever the fuck we want. That's what our show is all about.
Yeah, they have freedom to say whatever the hell you want. Like I said, send the hate mail, chiliandblasto@gmail.com. But in that respect, I was telling my children that the other day. You have the freedom in this country to say whatever you want. You don't have that freedom in North Korea or China or Russia or wherever else you go, pretty much in the world. I mean, there are places you can speak freely, but to them, being 7 and 10 years old, they were like, "What do you mean you can't say whatever you want in North Korea?" No, you can't. You really, unless you want to get shot in the head. No, you really, really can't say whatever you want. In China, they don't have access to Google.
Nope.
They can't go look shit up like that on Google. They have their own search engine, which is probably really bad. But anyway, the point is, the freedom of speech you have here, you can say whatever the fuck you want, but there are repercussions to that. If you say somebody else is not going to like, expect them to come back at you, and you better have a reason for what you said. And it's checks and balances. And that's how our country is formed. That's how it should be. And that's what we're unfortunately getting away from, with the Republicans being Democrats and Democrats being Democrats. So that's a whole new.
Well, yes, the two-party system is so fucking burnt out and sold out and everything else. I mean, these people have been around for a long fucking time, and this is proving to be, kind of on the border of not working anymore. But that gives hope for, younger people to get involved in politics, and please fucking do something to take over. Start voting in your little town. Our fucking turnout here in Clinton County for our last vote for, county supervisor and treasurer and blah, 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 was 17%.
Oh.
What the fuck? And I bet you they were all people that were over 65 fucking years old. No one cares anymore about the signs that people put out in their yards, but they need to. You have to care about your own town, your own school that you send your children to, and then once you start making that move, then it'll start moving up the ranks. We can't take the federal government and tell them shit, because they're not going to listen. But everyone will listen on a local level, and that's the thing that everybody needs to look at. And if you've got some really crazy religious zealots, don't be afraid of them. Fucking go up to them and tell them, you know what? I think you're an asshole.
Right, exactly.
Fuck off, that's. I just want to say that, I'm not trying to start a fight, but you're fucking nuts, and that's the way it is.
Yeah,
so piss off and stop.
I have no interest in going to your church. Quit knocking on my door.
Right.
You're fine. Like, I get why you're doing what you're doing. You believe in it. That's great. You have the freedom to do it. Stop knocking on my door. I'm not coming to you. I have, even if I was religious, I hate going to church, dude. It's so boring. And I want to hear that, like, the new rock bands. I know you and your dad played in the thing where you play Black Sabbath songs in church or whatever. But god dang it, I remember going to church as a kid, and my parents weren't religious. We're Episcopalian, which is like church light, you know. But what I did pick up from going to church as an Episcopalian as a kid was, God hears you. Like, you don't have to go to church for it. Like, sit around in your home, and when something happens, or when you feel the need, or when something's bugging you, talk to God then. Like, do it on your own time. But you can come to church if you want. That's great. Put money in the tray. We'll take it. You know?
Well, right.
Sunday school, whatever. But you don't have to be here. God hears you. That's the whole idea. God hears you. If there is a God, God hears you. Pray whenever the hell you want. Whenever the heck you want. Sorry, God.
If you're a religious, mindless, fucking violent, fucking loudmouth puke, please keep it in your own fucking houses of the holy or whatever. Fuck Led Zeppelin too. Hey, I was gonna shoot this egg timer because it never worked, but now it finally did work. So our hour of intellect is coming to a close. I can't believe the fucking thing worked. It was about to get blasted with some fucking double-aught book. God damn it! And then it decides to work. Well, I guess.
I did want to bring up one last thing too, because I had a fun experiment today in Southern California where I took the car to get smogged today.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh yeah. Californians have to smog your cars. Yeah,
exactly. At least it costs only $50 though to have a guy put a fucking thing in the exhaust pipe and hit yes on his computer.
Right.
Anyway, so I did that, and but now, and this is nothing against Mexicans, of course, too, but just happened to be a Mexican guy working the shop. And so when I got in there, I was playing on my radio. I had, or on the music I had playing was a CD. I think I mentioned last week too. I had a CD playing that was, it had gotten past Demolition Hammer, so I didn't run that by him. But the music playing was Jeff Healey's song called "See the Light," which is, for those of you who don't know Jeff Healey, he's a guitarist in the band in the movie Roadhouse. He's also probably the best guitarist that lived during his time. He's so far ahead of anyone else, it was like ridiculous. So if you guys like blues, that's who I listen to. Jeff Healey, he's dead now. So
right.
I don't expect anything new. But and the song "See the Light" is, I'll fight anyone who differs with me on this, is his best song ever recorded, maybe second best. Anyway, so the song "See the Light" is an unbelievable guitar song. So I left that on, thinking, I'll leave it on, see what the guy thinks. And so when I got back in the car when I was done, I noticed my stereo had been turned off to the regular radio. So whatever was playing he didn't like, and he hit the button to switch to the radio. But when I go, oh, that fucker doesn't like Jeff Healey, well, fuck him. But when I hit the button to turn it back to CD, what was playing was Unknown Hinson. The next song played was Unknown Hinson. The one about him taking a girl to his trailer, he towed you out because the rent was overdue.
Forget about that doctor that you was married to. Yeah. I cleared out a room in my trailer for you.
Yeah, exactly. So the good news is that he got through the Jeff Healey song. He must have rocked out to it. And then fucking Unknown Hinson comes on, and he's like, oh, what is this shit? Oh, lordy, click.
Fucking awesome. Holy shit. Hey, by the way, on my campfire guitar, the one that I brought down to California when I came down and we were sitting on the beach, I now have a signed Unknown Hinson sticker on it, and it says, break out the party liquor, the king's in town. Fuck yeah. And it's L-I-K-K-E-R.
Oh, goddamn right it is. Liquor. That's how you spell it. Hooked on Planish worked for me.
Right on, man, right on. Well, this is Blasto and Chili. We're fucking drinking beer, talking shit, and this is what the fucking hour is. Please send us hate mail to
chiliandblasto@gmail.com.
Yes. The more hate mail we get, the better off we are. We love it, and we will be seeing you next week.
Yep, you can send the love mail too, but we don't expect it.
No. Yeah, send love.
You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Oh, yes. Yes, please subscribe.
Check us out there, because I know we do this like at different times over the weekend usually. It's either Saturday or Sunday typically. It depends on our schedule. You're at our mercy, of course. It's up to us. It's our fucking show, so if you don't like it, suck it.
Yeah, fuck you. And, yeah, send us love, send us hate, even especially if you hate us, please subscribe to our channel and show all of your stupid fucking friends that fucking can't think straight to subscribe too and watch every single episode, listen to every single word, and fucking argue with us because we love it. We will actually read your mail.
All right. When you think you're smarter than us, go try to brew a pot of coffee, you fucking jerk.
Well,
you fucking dummy.
Fuck yeah. Hail Satan. We're fucking out.
All right, kids. Be good. Not too good.